You shouldn't really need any props unless you'd like some for our final Savasana. We will be taking a lying down meditation at the end of our practice. So yes, anything you'd like to have can be beneficial, but nothing is really necessary. So go ahead and get comfortable in your seated position. And once you're there, you can gently close the eyes, lengthening the spine, finding a nice tall spine, starting to bring your attention inward. And together, we'll take a little body scan, starting from the crown of our heads, working our way down through the facial muscles. And just notice where your body's at right now. Notice where your body may be holding on to tension, and seeing if you can start to let some of that go. Working your way down through the neck and the shoulders, relaxing the shoulders away from the ears, drawing the shoulders back, and relaxing through the arms and the elbows, down through the wrists and the fingers, all the way down through your seat. So we're nice and tall, like we're being pulled from a string from the crown of our heads. Nice and grounded through our sit bones, feeling supported from the earth beneath us. And now start to check in with your breath. Notice where your breath is. Are you breathing nice, full, deep breaths, or is your breath a little bit on the choppy side today? So without judging, just take note of everything. Notice your body, notice your breath. Gently start to deepen the breath, feeling that cool sensation of the air as it enters through your nose, filling up your lungs, expanding through the diaphragm and the belly. And then fully letting go of that breath, letting it exit the body, deflating the belly, and relaxing the muscles just a little bit more with every breath out. Starting to wind down our nervous system, bringing some relaxation to our bodies, to our minds. Notice where your thoughts are at in this moment. Is your mind busy this afternoon? See if you can let some of that go, whatever it is, bringing a little more quiet into the mind. A little more stillness before we begin our movements. Notice where your emotions are at today. So again, not judging, not creating any stories around where our thoughts and our emotions are at, but just being a full witness, fully experiencing, being fully present for whatever state we're in this moment. Sometimes the only thing that's needed for an emotion or a chaotic thought to pass and be released is presence. Taking those nice, rejuvenating breaths. Feeling a little bit more grounded with every exhale. Sinking a little deeper into your seat while maintaining that integrity of the spine. We're going to begin an alternate nostril breathing exercise. So For anyone who's not familiar, we'll take a bind with our right fingertips. We'll take our 2 peace fingers and place them right above our brow bone in the center of our forehead. So give yourself a little massage there at your third eye space. And then we'll be using our ring finger and our thumb to alternate between the nostrils. So we'll start by plugging the right nostril with our thumb, and we'll take a full inhale through the left nostril. Once you reach the top of that breath, you'll switch the binds of your fingers, closing the left, and you'll exhale that breath through the right. Your next breath in will come from the right, and then you'll switch the bind and exhale that breath through the left. So this is our alternate nostril breath. It's like you're weaving the breath through the nostrils. So this is a wonderful way to bring balance to the body, to cleanse our respiratory system, to bring balance to both hemispheres of the brain as well as both sides of the body. So we'll be here for a couple minutes. Really take your time with every inhale and every exhale. It's also a great way to regulate our nervous system. And this breath also helps to quiet the mind. So if your mind is a little bit on the busy side right now, you can imagine that breath coming in into the mind, into the brain, sweeping out any debris, and that exhale just sweeps it out. So starting to create some space in our mind, getting rid of anything that doesn't serve us in this moment. Go ahead and take a couple more rounds of this alternate nostril breath. And then when you exhale your breath from the right nostril, you can release your bind, releasing your hand back to your mat or back to your body, back to a comfortable resting position, allowing the breath to come back to a more organic rhythm, and just taking note of your body, of your mind, and your breath. Noticing any subtle differences, any sensations that may have arisen after completing our pranayama. And now we'll begin our movements by drawing some circles with the crown of the head. Just some small, gentle circles. We'll gently deepen and lengthen the movements with every round. Staying in tune with your breath, allowing your breath to move you through these poses, through these flows. As you inhale, the head will drop back, opening up through the throat. As you exhale, we'll tuck our chins in towards our chest, just starting to create some space to feel into our cervical spine and our throats, and noticing where we're holding on to any tightness, any stiffness, any pain. And maybe you'll stay in those spots just a little bit longer. So really just move at your own pace here. Connect with your breath. Allow your breath to guide you and pull you through these movements. A nice reminder that yoga in Sanskrit translates to unity. So we're aiming to unite our breath with our movements. Getting a little bit deeper with each round, we'll start to bring these circular movements into our upper back and our chest, moving with the breath. So as we inhale, we'll sort of puff out the chest, coming forward, coming around to the side as we exhale and hollow out the chest, rounding out our spine, sort of coming into a seated cat and cow rotational flow. Allow your movements to be dramatic, going as deep as your body feels like. Allow your body to be your guide. Our bodies are highly intelligent communication devices. They're always nudging us, always communicating with us, letting us know what they need, in what ways they need to move. So see if you can tune into that intelligence and allow it to guide you here. Bringing those movements down the spine, starting to move through our torso, bringing some heat into the belly, into our abdominals and our obliques. This movement is commonly practiced in Kundalini yoga as a way to awaken the dormant energy from the base of the spine. So starting to get into the pelvis and the hips. I love this Sufi grind movement because it's a beautiful way to warm up the entire body. And it's also very simple. So if you're limited on time, this is a great thing to have in your pocket. It's a way to activate, to awaken our energy centers, our chakras. And whenever you're ready, we're going to reverse that flow. So flowing in the opposite direction. So if you're going clockwise, we'll go counterclockwise now. And just feeling the different sensation that that brings. Again, staying totally connected with your breath, allowing that breath to pull you through these rounds. So as long as your breath is, that's how long the movement will be, and vice versa. Using your breath as a tool, sending your breath into any tight spots in the tissues and the joints. And ultimately just moving in a way that feels good for our bodies. Really bringing heat into our entire body here. Aside from the legs, we will get there soon. This is a great way to heat up from the inside out, heating up all of our organs, all of our bodily systems. gently waking everything up, stirring up the energy within us. Take a couple more rounds in this direction, and then we'll find our way back to center in our easy seated pose. And once you're here at center, just allow that energy to sort of settle for a moment before we make our way onto our hands and knees for tabletop. You can walk your hands out in front of you, releasing the legs, finding your way to your tabletop. And then we're gonna bring that cat and cow movement into our tabletop. So as we inhale, we'll drop the spine. You can shake the hips out a little bit. We were sitting for quite some time. We are going to bring that cat and cow movement into our hips as well. So go ahead and take your cat and cows as you inhale, dropping the spine. As you exhale, rounding out the spine, hollowing out through the front body. But start to bring some organic movements into your cat and cow, drawing some circles with the crown of the head, allowing for the hips to follow. So a similar movement to what we were just doing, but now we're in cat and cow, so slightly different sensation, bringing some blood flow into our hips. So really waking up the back body, the front body, opening up through the chest on the inhales, rounding out through the spine, awakening the muscles of the back as you exhale. So get creative as you can with these movements here. Now start to get even more pronounced with those hip circles. You can tuck your back toes for some support, but we're going to allow our hips to sort of lead the way here. So we're drawing circles with the hips, bringing the hips forward for an upward dog sort of position. Exhaling, bringing the hips around to the side, back towards our heel for a child's pose. So that is what our fullest expression will look like, a flow between upward dog and child's pose. So you can take any moments of pause at any point. We'll take a few more circles in this direction before we reverse our flow, flowing in the opposite direction. Shining your heart forward as you come into your upward dog pose. Shining that beautiful light of yours. Take a moment in child's pose to rest before we reverse our circles. And then we'll take some rounds in the opposite direction. So really wonderful way to wake up the body, moving intuitively. We don't have to look any certain way with these movements. We're just moving in ways that feel good, feel right for our bodies. For those of us that spend a lot of time sitting, this is a wonderful way to wake up our hips from all angles. Waking up our hip flexors, our external rotators, even getting into our glutes. Once you're in child's pose again, we'll take a few moments of rest here. So just settle into your child's pose. Let your knees get wide, or keep them together if you need more of a stretch for your lower back. Walking the fingertips forward and sinking a bit deeper with every exhale. Child's pose is always a beautiful opportunity to connect with our own inner child, the space within us that is free and loving and creative. Being present with that aspect of us. On your next inhale, bring your gaze forward. Walk the hands back towards your body, about a handprint. We'll tuck the toes and push ourselves back into a downward facing dog. Go ahead and pedal out your dog. Find any movements that feel good here to wake up the backs of your legs. Maybe you bend both knees at the same time, or bending one at a time. Maybe you reach for opposite ankles with your hands, taking a little twist. Rocking the head side to side. Decompressing the spine. Imagine any stale energy from the body just pouring out from the crown of your head back into the earth, where it can be recycled, renewed into a new energy. Gently walk the feet to meet the hands. We'll hang out here for a few breaths in our forward fold. Maybe you take a ragdoll arms, or bring your hands together behind your back, allowing them to fall over your head for more of an opening through your shoulders. Beautiful decompression of our spine and our vertebrae, creating space there. I'll go ahead and release the bind of your arms. Bring your feet out to the length of your mat, and we'll bring ourselves down into a yogi squat. Bringing your hands together at prayer pose. Maybe you rock side to side, just feeling into those inner leg muscles. Keeping your core engaged, your spine is tall and strong, keeping that integrity. Crown of the head is reaching towards the sky. Taking a moment to just connect with yourself here and your heart. Gently release yourself onto your sit bones. Maybe take a couple of windshield wipers just to neutralize the hips after that squat. And then we'll make our way onto our backs for our final Savasana. So any last poses here are welcome. Supine twist or happy baby. V here. Feel the weight of your bones and your tissues, your blood. Feel the weight of gravity. the support of the earth underneath you. Allow your breath to be natural as it breathes without your conscious awareness, this intelligence that breathes life into our bodies. And allow yourself to fully rest here in the stillness. Stillness is not empty, stillness is full of answers. Gently start to deepen your breath. Bring some gentle movements back into your fingers and your toes, rocking the head side to side. Pulling your awareness back into this room, back to this time and space. And then find your way to your fetal pose, falling to one side or the other, curling up in a tiny fetal position. Our pose of pure potential, of death and rebirth. Keeping your eyes closed, keeping your attention inward. You'll use your top hand to gently guide your body back into a seated posture, just as we started. We'll bring our hands together at our heart space, finding a prayer pose with our hands. We'll bring our hands up to our third eye center and then back to our hearts, connecting our mind with our hearts. Together, let's take one final nice deep breath in. Exhale, release. And together, we'll close our practice with a bow in reverence to ourselves and to each other for this beautiful practice today. Thank you for sharing me and allowing me to guide you. It's truly an honor. Namaste.